Here we have a new 2026 Nissan Armada. This one comes in the platinum trim level with intelligent four-wheel drive. This color is Alpine Metallic, and then we have the charcoal leather interior. The powertrain consists of a 3.5-liter twin turbocharged V6 mated with a 9-speed automatic transmission that gives us 425 horsepower, 516 pound-feet of torque. As we come around to the front end here, we do get our LED headlamps along with the LED daytime running lights and LED fog lights. The lights don't dance like that. That's just how my camera's picking them up. But interesting here, the new Armadas, I really like the overall look of them. I like the styling, and definitely like this Alpine here. As we come around to these wheels, these are going to be 20-inch alloy. We get passive keyless entry on all 4 doors. And then to the door panel here, we do get the Clips premium sound system, memory seat functions, one-touch up and down windows on all 4 doors. Rear window lockout is there. Then we have our power folding mirrors with blind spot monitors in them. And the power door lock controls are up there. Now, electronic parking brake, automatic brake hold. Love that we get the wood grain here. We have the accents for the lights, and then we also have the lane centering, and then the heads-up display. We can control all of that there. Power tilt telescoping steering wheel. Hood release. And here's our power driver's seat with 4-way power lumbar support. Love the color here, like the two-tone dark brown and black. But I want to give a huge thanks to Nissan of Cool Springs for allowing me to review this Armada today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. And please excuse the wind noise. It's kind of going in and out today. But I have the seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. So sitting behind myself here, that's the space I get. Pretty good. This is a large SUV, so I wouldn't want anything less. Seat back pockets are on both sides though, which is nice. Rear AC controls are here. And then we can turn that on or off. 3-stage heated seats. 2 USB-C charge ports and a 12-volt there. And then you also get kind of a center console storage place in the second row. 2 bottle holders here, and then 2 more USB-C charge ports. There's a look at the third row. So I have the seat all the way back now in the second row. So I'm gonna check out this third row space. Let's see if I can fit back here. I will say my back is touching the ceiling, but I'm a pretty big guy. But sitting behind here, I mean, that's pretty decent. It's about what I get out the Tahoe, I think, so not bad. Again, I can fit back here, no problem. And then you can also recline the seat, which gives me even more space, honestly. So that is that's pretty nice. Now here, USB-C charge port, and you get the same adjustability for the seat and the USB-C charge port on both sides. LED lights throughout, grab handles on the sides, and then your vents are integrated in the headliner there. But we're gonna make our way towards the front and then check out the outside as we go towards the back. But love the soft touch lighting here. Illuminated kick plates throughout, which is nice. Child locks lock, unlock there. Fuel fillers here. Premium's recommended if you want maximum performance, but you'll be all right with regular 99.9% of the time. As we come around to the back end here, we do get full LED tail lamps. And it just has a sporty look, I feel, the Armada, especially with that rear bumper. It just looks right to me. Now your tow hitch integrated behind here. There's your spare, exhaust. You get a motion activated lift gate as well if you want to use that, but I always just use the button. Top tethers for the car seats, again, third row, second row. You can power release the second row, power fold up or down the third row. And then you do get a 120 volt 3-prong household plug-in back here, which is nice. Now as we come around to the rear passenger seat, quick look here. You can just fold this down, push of a button, and then you can also tumble it forward as well if you want to hit that from the back, and it'll give you easier access to the third row from the second row and vice versa if you need to get out from the third row. Front passenger seat. Same power adjustability as the driver's side, 4-way power lumbar support. A netted side pocket here, a little under storage, 12 volt. Lockable glove compartment here, owner's manuals. Like that, love the trim again. And I'm gonna show you the window sticker. Y'all can pause anywhere you need to take a closer look at anything. So there's all the info on that. And then before we check out the engine bay, I'm gonna show you the parts content. Now as we come back around to the front, just a quick look in the engine bay. And again, 3.5 liter twin turbo V6. Before we hop in the driver's seat, we're just gonna show off the blinkers. Let's go ahead and hop in. So love the leather wrap steering wheel here, nice and full feeling. There's the horn. Now over here to the screen, we get that navigation system here through Google Maps if you want to use that. Get the subscription and you get the full usage of it. Audio includes AM, FM, XM, Bluetooth, wireless CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility, dual zone automatic climate controls for the front, and then that rear has its own climate as well. You can lock that out too. And then all of your apps are in here. So the Play Store, if you want your dash cam, the interior light, there's a bunch that you can fool with here. Your general settings, you can change your units of measurement here. And if you go back, you have a few other options there as well, including your vehicle settings. So you can adjust all of that. But for the most part, it's pretty simple once you get used to it. All the important stuff is, down here, easy to get to. Climate, phone, Bluetooth, all of that. And on top of that, you get the 3-stage heated cooled seats along with that heated steering wheel. And you have buttons and knobs for that below, but I'll show you that in a little bit. Cameras, plenty of different views here. There's a backup camera. You get the top-down view. Guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. And then you also have the front camera there. You get a 3D view too. So a lot that you can really fool with in terms of the camera angles. But down here, a volume knob, hazards, and again, you can adjust fan speed, the seats, cut the whole system on or off, and all of that for the HVAC. Automatic 4-wheel drive here, and then you get a ton of drive modes. So there's Eco there, Sport there, Tow Haul, and then you have your rock, sand, mud, rut, snow, and your standard mode right there. And then for the shifters, push buttons. So park, reverse, neutral, drive. Then you have that manual mode as well. And in the manual mode, you can use the paddle shifters behind the steering wheel to go through those gears. Auto stop toggles there, traction controls here. Wireless charging pad, 2 USB-C ports, 2 bottle holders, and then you can stow all of that away, which is pretty nice. Then your center console cubby space is here. And you have a removable tray. Nice bright light in there, because it is relatively dark within the storage space. Now there's your interior camera. You have your sunroof controls, garage door transmitter. Actually, that's your interior camera there, I apologize. And then you have your rear camera mirror here. And there's that. This is the theft inclinator, I believe. And there's the sunroof, one touch. Hit it a second time, goes a little further back. But there's a look at the back seat from up here. Now you do have to wait, and that's kind of one of my pet peeves. You have to wait until the roof is closed before you can start closing the sunshade. And there's the vanity mirror. Now back to the steering wheel itself. If you look behind on the glass, you can adjust the brightness of the gauge cluster there. Turn this AC down. And then stock there, blinkers, fog lights, automatic lights, high beam assist, you can toggle that there. And then you have automatic wipers on this side, one time off. And then you have auto low high. You can adjust that auto frequency there. Rear wipers here, push back for the rear fluid, pull up for the front. Again, those paddle shifters behind the steering wheel come in handy. And then over here you have your Pro Pilot. You can turn that on with the lane change assist there. Adjust your speed, gap adjust for the adaptive cruise, volume controls. And then we do have the track list, radio station presets there. And then when applicable, these also serve as Bluetooth buttons. Voice recognition. This changes whether this goes through what's on the screen or if it goes what's in front of me on the gauge cluster. So I actually like that. That's grown on me. But then we have the ability to kind of go through here as a scroll bar, but then you can also use this back button to go through the controls as well. So again, I like that usability. And then for the heads-up display, that's right in front of us here. See if I can zoom in enough. There's that, and you can, with the push of a button, just turn that on and off, which I like. Push button start. Then finally, here's the key fob with remote start. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2026 Armada Platinum out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Armada Platinum, the 3.5 V6 is pretty nice. I like that we have a twin turbo engine as opposed to the V8, but I do feel like, I don't know, I just feel like for the fuel economy that we're getting here, the V6 should be a bit less thirsty. We're getting 16, 19 here. We were getting, what, 13, 18 with the V8. Now this is at least still just as quick, but again, I feel like for 2 less cylinders, we should get better fuel economy. But real world numbers might vary based on how you drive. But I want to give a huge thanks to Nissan of Cool Springs for allowing me to review this Armada today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But this thing handles pretty well for it to be as big as it is, for it to kind of be as girthy as it is, I guess the best way to put it. It's very heavy, but it's relatively easy to control. It doesn't feel like you're in a full-size pickup truck. It doesn't feel like you're in a heavy-duty truck. And I like that about these, and I think that's why they continue to sell, because they don't feel as big as they are. Now, parking-wise and things of that nature, that can be, you know, something that may become an issue in the future. But when you're first driving these, you don't feel like you are in as large of a vehicle as you are, at least in, you know, my opinion. But the standard drive mode's pretty good. I actually really like it. But I am gonna put it into the sport mode and see how it gets up to speed as we get on the interstate. Here we go. So, I mean, gets up to speed very nicely. Pretty impressive, honestly. But let's put it into eco. And it still has pull in that eco mode, which I like. Now, one thing I will say is I can never get this cruise control right. And that's one thing, you know, it takes some getting used to. I'm used to just pushing this down to set it, but you actually have to hit the set button, and it's not terrible, but it takes some getting used to again. But overall, the ride quality on these is still fantastic. It still floats down the road like you would expect it to. And again, the eco mode here, still you have power to drive normally. It's not like it's holding you back, but it just it isn't as peppy, I guess, as a standard, and especially the sport mode. Now, in terms of what you get for the money, I think it's expensive. It's a platinum. It's top of the line. It has everything. You have the sunroof, the adaptive cruise, the lane change. There's a lot that you get in this package with this ProPilot 2.1, with the platinum, the intelligent four-wheel drive, the bucket seats in the back. But when I look at it, it feels a lot more expensive than it is. But then when you think about the features, it's about what and what compared to a Tahoe. I feel like in a comparable Palisade or something like that, which isn't as big, it doesn't feel as big, I feel like you get a lot more for a lot less money. Specifically not having cooled seats in the second row, but again, you're getting a full-size, big body SUV with this Armada here. So you have to keep that in mind. The tow capacity is huge. The space inside the vehicle is huge. So, you know, there are those differences, but if you don't need as much the Armada has to offer, you might want to go with a lower trim vehicle, even something like a Pathfinder, but it's all based on preference. Great vehicle though. All that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2026 Nissan Armada Platinum.